What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Jake for those that are new here, and we're back in the shop this weekend. Gonna continue on my pickup here. We got the bushings to go back into here, so we're gonna take out the old ones, put new ones in, and we got some new bearings also to be able to put everything back together. We're thinking about, because we got bushings for that side also, pulling out this whole shaft assembly and replacing those bushings while we're here, and then we don't have to worry about those. But anyways, that's what we're gonna try to work on today, is try to get this thing back together and see how far we can get. So anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and let's get to it. Alright, so first thing that we need to do is get the race off here. I already got this one off. Worked at it for a little bit and was able to slide it off, so.
For some reason, I don't know if this one's up a little higher or what.
Alright, we had this GoPro dive right there towards the end when we were working on getting this bearing out, and then changed the battery and never hit record again. But now we have the whole thing out. Bushings are in here. They're pretty shiny. We got this side out. This washer is getting pretty thin, so we may just take the time and weld a new washer on there, depending on how much room we actually have here. But here's the new bushings, whole lot thicker, so that might be fun to get in there. But anyways, a couple of them are out down here already. Yeah, they'll sit tight. Okay. So anyways, I guess we'll work at getting some bushings in this thing and see if we can weld on some washers, depending on how much extra room is in here. Come on, focus. So anyways, that's where we're at with things right now. We're able to save this bearing. It's just very polished on the backside because there's a whole mess of twine in here, which was fighting us trying to get everything slid over to be able to get that bearing off. So we come up with a sketchy, quite sketchy rig here. Had a board, 1x board, not that 2x4, but 1x board into a handyman jack over to this other baler, and tried to keep everything held in place enough to where then we could get that bearing off. But anyways, at least it's out of there, and now we can
pretty thin.
Yeah.
Especially over in here. Wonder where that was. It's like it wears more right over there than.
Good catch. Goes flying. That's all of them. That one wasn't too bad. Self-tappers.
Bet you there's a burr edge on this side.
Good grief.
There's a burr edge.
Alright, we've been working at cutting these off because we figured out that the bars, once we got it in here, it was getting in the way to mount them. So we're taking Dad's Milwaukee bandsaw and trying to cut off flush, and got down to the last two here and it quit cutting. So we think that it needs a new blade. So anyways, that's what we're kind of doing with that there. And so I think we're kind of at a stopping point for today, and we'll see what we can do later on here. All right, everybody, it is the next weekend here, and Dad got another blade for his cutoff, Milwaukee cutoff tool, so bandsaw. So I'll get that replaced and get these last two bearings, bushings cut, and then we'll try to get the ends of the shafts cleaned up as best as possible. Dad ended up picking up some sandpaper too, so we can be able to get the shafts all cleaned up to where a bearing will slide on much easier. And I will get my end plate here back on, and yeah, so slowly but surely we'll get this thing back together. I am here by myself here at least this morning. Dad went to an auction interested in a case four-wheel wagon, so it's a pretty big auction, so hopefully he can be able to get it. He may, we'll see. Anyways, we don't know what kind of shape the four-wheel wagon is in, but we're not for sure, but we've seen it maybe in a picture, but it was kind of like half in the picture. So anyways, kids will be down here this afternoon, so if you hear them in the background, that's them. Mama's at work, so I will be watching the kids. They're with Grandma for now until she goes to work. So anyways, without further ado, I'm gonna quit jabbing and we'll get to work here. Oh, and another thing that I'll need to do is get all my ends here polished up. I think I'm going to go ahead and weld a washer on these two while I'm at it, just so there's more there, because that's probably going to get pretty thin here in the future, especially if we don't have to get into this thing again. So while I'm here, I might as well and go from there. Alright, I got all the ends cleaned up here. Got this shield back on. It's optical illusion. It's being pushed out with the welds back up in here. I tried to situate it on there, but it ain't changing anything. But got this side all cleaned up. Should have a bearing slide on there pretty easy. So the next thing I want to do, which the washers that we do have here are quite a bit thicker and quite a bit bigger. This is 3/4 shaft. That's quite a bit bigger than what we really need. So I may run to town again and see if I can find something that will ride better than that. And maybe a little bit thinner. So we'll see what I can come up with here. Anyways, so that's where I'm at right now. I still yet to get all these cleaned up to where they slide in and out pretty good. I did take a round file to this side, get the burrs off. Yet to do this side. I'll do that real quick. But anyways, that's where I'm at right now. So I may run to town and see what I can find that way as far as some washers, so I can weld those on. And alright everybody, I am back from town. For whatever reason in that last clip I was thinking 3/4 when I was going over there and grabbing 3/4, or in the 3/4 bin and pulling out something that was inch. So anyways, I got two different things. These are machine shims is what they're calling them, but they're shims basically, and they actually go right over the top, and they seem to be the same size as what the piece that's on here. So my assumption is that they welded shims on there, but maybe a special kind of washer, because this is a grade 8 washer in 1 inch, and it's bigger and a whole lot thicker. So I don't know exactly what I'll do here. If I could weld this here on the outside of everything, like weld on the outside in a few places and melt those together to where they stay, then I'll run with that. If not, well, I may take the time and grind flat the welds here and weld on the outside like this, weld them like that, and they just sit on the outside, and eventually they'll get to the washer and wire into that washer. But I think my best bet is using one of these and welding them on the outside in a few places and letting it wear on that. So anyways, I'm gonna try that, and then we'll see how that goes, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, I got the pieces back in. I done pretty decent at tacking it in a few places. Got this side in as well. two of these bearings are a little stiff, but they still rotate. And then I have two that probably really ought to be replaced because they're that spinny. But anyways, I worked over the threads in this hole because it was kind of boogered with me beating around. So I got that squared away. So anyways, this thing is ready to go back into a baler now. So I'm gonna try to work at that, I guess. Alright, here is what we're down to. We got the end basically right underneath here. Still need to get the rollers in the track, but one thing that we're trying to figure out is how do we get the orientation of the rollers in the track. So stuck a bar in here where I think I'm gonna go ahead and get that mounted up. We could be 180 off. Don't know for sure, but if we can get the bars in here, we might be able to get the orientation right to be able to get this thing in here, or get them right in the track. So it may take us a little bit while we're trying to get it figured out here. Dad has had his end apart at one point, but he's like, I don't remember how I had everything to get it back together. So we're trying to figure that out with this one, and the only thing that I need to do is start getting some bolts and things, but for now we're gonna leave it loose so we can try to figure out the orientation here. Once we get that figured out, well, then we'll go from there. All right, this is where we're at with things. Got new bearing here. Still yet to get everything slid over, but we're pretty sure that we have the orientation for the rollers correctly in there. We just got to get it all slid over, but had this other side tore apart, which I was going back together. Got everything buttoned up back up here. Got the bearing on here. Just got to get everything slid over so then we can go together with the bearing. We're having a little bit of trouble getting it slid over, so I think at this point I'm gonna call it quits for today, getting to where I'm having a headache. So I think that'll do the end of the video here. If you got to this point in the video, I just want to say thank you, and it sure does mean a lot. And give video a thumbs up if you like this sort of content. And as always, we'll see y'all on the next one.
Welcome back to Witham Family Farm. I am Chris, Jake's dad. This morning I am off, headed out, going to an auction. This auction, the guy collected a lot of international stuff. There is a little bit of different branded things that I'm kind of interested in. I don't know, we'll see how much what brings. They have at least one case item that I'm looking at anyways. We'll see what happens with it also. Anyways, I don't know how much filming I'll actually do at the auction, but anyway, that's what I'm up to this morning, out to this auction. Probably end up spending most of the day there. So right now I'm headed down the road. Gonna get there here in I think another 20 minutes or so. Got a little ways to go yet. Alright, well, I made it out here to the auction. Looks like they'll start here. He's got his truck sitting here. So start on the wagons and miscellaneous. Got lots of old internationals. Lines and lines of old farm equipment. Anyways, I'm gonna go get a number and do some wandering around. Auction will be starting in about 30 minutes. We'll see what happens. Well, didn't end up buying anything at the auction. I'm out here headed down the road, going back towards the house. Clinton Lake on either side of me right now. Anyways, I'm headed back towards the house. Gonna be back at the shop here in a little bit and see what Jake's up to.